You are now listening to the voice of horror.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, because you're heading to the Nightwatch zone.
You think it's over now? You're wrong.
All aboard the night train.
It's over, Prime.
This is the siege.
I'm a man of my word.
Hey. Yeah. Dead or alive, consider this home. No killing the vibe in the Nightwatch zone. Xenomorphs hype when the lights come on. Hit like and subscribe and the show might blow. Go viral, no COVID. It's a spiral. Emotions, hand on the Bible. Only go sign on the dopest your vitals. Better tune in, yeah, you know it's vital. From Schwarzenegger to Kane Hodder, Corey G down to Harry Potter. Shit's Sigourney Weaver, love the Nightwatch zone. Come with me to the Nightwatch zone.
There are two things a man should never run from, even if they cost him his life.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, guys, ready to do this. Probably the toughest matchup of all time. We're going to be talking about tonight on our versus Battle World, Aliens versus Predator, and holy crap, this is gonna rock, man. Corey Anders with me, Killian and Eric, of course. Guys, this truly might be the toughest matchup that we've had. Could be the toughest matchup we'll ever have. What do you guys think, Eric? I'll start with you.
And that's the reason why I suggest is like there are a lot of. How do I want to say this? I really like it when we're like we did the kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel ones, because I like how you have to force yourself to look in the good. But yeah. I also really wanted a challenge. You know what I mean? Because either way, a lot of these movies, you know, we're happy with the outcome, and we're not forced to choose between two that we really love. I knew this would be tough for all four of us, so I thought this would be a good one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Kill?
Man, I feel like a dad who has two really great sons, you know. And
dude, why do people always have to bring kids and picking a favorite? Come on, there's no such thing.
Okay.
There's no
I
such
feel
thing.
like a doggy daddy.
There you go.
Really,
Thank you.
Female dogs that I love a lot. And now you're forcing me to choose between them, but they're both cute, and I love them both.
Right.
Exactly.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Real quick, too. And Coriander, I assume that you feel the same way. This is going to be a challenging one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For you guys in the chat, thank you for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. We see you guys, Russell, in the chat, Gina, and Ronan starting off early with "Get to the chopper." That's right. That's right. You know it, bro. Barb's in the chat saying, "Welcome to the Night Watch in my best night voice." Okay. All right. Jason's in the chat. Philip's in the chat. Jason Rushman's in the chat. What's going on, guys? Our good friend Neil from Neon Black Reviews. What's up,
Neil?
man? Saying
Hello.
that channel member scrolls longer than the end credits for a Marvel movie. Yeah. All right. Thanks, man. What's up, Matt? Matt's in the chat. Denisha as well. And Dave is in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you.
Nice.
And Danielle, what's going on? And we also have Travis. What's going on? Hopefully you guys are ready to rock. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. That'll help support us. Let's do this thing, guys. You know how we're doing this. We're going category by category, And let's proceed with caution. Let's start this thing up. Our first category, as usual, is going to be the poster. Okay, Eric. So we're talking about the poster for Aliens from 1986 and Predator from 1987. Okay, so here we are, bro. The poster for Predator. And then, of course, we have the poster for Aliens. What are your quick thoughts in the point, Eric?
Oh God, both of those, both very tough. Both them, the main stars in danger. But I'm going to give it to Aliens more so because I like the way that Ripley is stuck in between the eggs, and then we have I love the use of the blue on the black. You know what I mean? I do like the Predator one. It looks a little too video gamey, pixelized for me, which I guess could make sense because you don't know what the Predator sees. But I really just like seeing Ripley in action.
All right. Okay. We've got a point for Aliens. Okay, Coriander, how about you?
Oh man.
What do you mean? Oh man, this is like our seventh
Why do I have to
episode.
be next? I wish I had another couple minutes to think about it.
Wow.
Shit. This is like one of those battles where I need a fucking coin.
Well,
No,
then just
I
pick a
think I
side.
am gonna have to go Aliens, just because I like how the eggs are like glowing, and when they're you can see that through the crack, and look at her holding a little, her daughter, because in the end she's calling her mommy, and so yeah, it's sweet. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Kill, before I get to you real quick, Backtrack Cinema, Jason's in the chat. What's up, man? Saying this is so tough. Gotta go Aliens. All right, man. All right. I know he loves both movies so much. Let's see. Travis saying Aliens tell more of a story with the visuals. Predator's good, but it looks like a Nintendo game. There you go. Ronan say, I just realized how much work I created for you with gifting memberships when I saw the opening scroll. It's true, man. It's all good though, man. We appreciate you so much. Ronan's going with Predator. All right. ZZM is going with Aliens. I love that, man. Danielle saying both movies are awesome and iconic. Hard to battle these two since they were different settings. True enough. That's true enough. Yeah. Friday is going with those iconic alien eggs for the win. Yeah. All right. Kay's in the chat. We've got Surf in the chat going with Aliens. All right. Danielle saying Aliens poster does look like they put more into the design, though. Good point. Good point. And we got Val's in the chat. What's going on? And we got D in the chat. Good to see you. And again, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do so. That helps us much. Appreciate it. Okay, Kill. So which poster are we going with?
Okay, this is hard. I'm gonna have to go with the Aliens poster, and my reasoning for that is, if you remember, kind of one of the original Alien posters, it was one egg on there, cracking open. She's an egg central here. I also love the coloring of the Alien poster, kind of that crystal blue, and she's got two guns jerry-rigged together, and she's just looking like she's ready to rock and protect her daughter here. So Aliens for the win.
All right. Okay. For me, this is really hard, man. And actually, as you guys have been talking, it's actually made it even more difficult for me because you guys are going with Aliens, and so I'm thinking about Predator a lot. And I absolutely love the font for Predator. I always have, that red with the fading at the bottom of the lettering. And we're talking about the poster, but of course on the poster are these two stars, and it does make your mind work. So as soon as you see Arnold with the target on him, I'm already intrigued. Like who's got the guts to put a target on Arnold?
On his heart.
What I mean? Yeah. So it's like that's pretty badass, man. Like this is really, really tough, man. Yeah, geez. you know, but of course with Aliens, that's a great poster. There's a certain simplicity to the Aliens poster as well. Looking at it, in the coloring, I think I'm going to go with Aliens as well, but it's really, really tough because I truly do love the Predator poster as well. And I just love that font. I love the font for both movies. It's just, this is an example of two great posters. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I think that's the thing about this episode. We're going to see that from A to Z, both of these movies really knocked it out of the park, man. But I'm going to go with Aliens. All right. Jason saying Arnold has a look of fear on him too, and that says a lot about the movie. Yeah, that's true, man. It's kind of like, you know, who is this that's doing this to Arnold? As a kid, that's what I was thinking, you know, because we were already huge Arnold fans, you know. What's up, JML? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Travis saying, just by the star's pose, Arnold looks like a guy with a gun. Sigourney Weaver looks terrified, angry, determined, and you understand what the plot of the movie is just by looking at her holding Newt. That's a good point. That's a good point. There's a lot of things that are being said. And Val, I'm glad that your husband's doing better today. That is awesome.
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
good.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Matt knows what's up. As always, rest in peace to the great, one of the greatest of all time, Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
What's up, Dan? What's up, Dan?
Hey,
Good
Dan.
to see you, man. All right. So we got through the poster, and next, as always, we got to talk about the tagline, Eric. We've got to talk about the tagline. So we're going to go back to the posters and go through these taglines. Now, for Predator, we've got soon the hunt will begin. And then for Aliens, we've got this time it's war. Those are our taglines. What are your thoughts, and who are you going to give the point to?
Both are pretty good. Both make you wonder what the movie's going to be about. And like we've always said, a tagline is one of the most important things to draw you into a movie.
Yes.
And now you know how much I love Predator. It's like my top 3 movies of all time. So it pains me to not give the point to it, but I have to go with Aliens. And here's why. As much as I like the Predator tagline, we now know that Aliens is the second film, obviously. And when you know what happened in the first movie, and they literally say this time it's war, you know, ante's been upped, shit's gonna go down, and you want to know what's gonna happen. Why is it war? So that's what would draw me in more.
Okay, all right. So we're going with Aliens. Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Can you read the other one again?
Okay, so for Aliens, it's this time it's war. And for Predator, it's soon the hunt will begin.
Yeah, I'm more drawn to Predator for this because, you know, I come from a family of hunters, so you know that if sometimes a deer can take you on, you know, you can go out for miles and miles. You don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know what you're going to be hunting. But the fact that you can see that Arnold's going to be hunted here, it's like, yeah, that would get me more curious than the other one. So I'm going to give it to Predator.
Okay. All right. How about you, Kill?
I love both of these slogans. And I agree with 100% with what Eric said as far as having the pre-knowledge that this is the sequel to Aliens. Although, if I was looking at these both and based on what the movie is, I see Arnold's being hunted. The hunt is about to begin. Whereas Aliens, she's surrounded by eggs that are about to open. I'm going to have to go with Predator. Because I mean, you already see the target on him. He looks kind of scared, but he's ready. And it's like, damn, well, what is hunting Arnold Schwarzenegger? I need to see this because the hunt is about to begin. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go Predator.
All right. Okay. For me, now both of these, they're good, you know, but they do have a simplicity to them. Of course, they don't need to be overly complex to be amazing. But I think now all of you guys have made some good points, but I think I got to go with Predator on this one. Because again, that tagline, soon the hunt will begin, you know, the idea that it's Arnold in this movie. And again, it's just the fact that, hey, who's hunting him? You know, it's like there's this intrigue. Now, to be fair, and just to say this, because we kind of touched upon it, you know, obviously one is a sequel and one is the first movie. We're kind of putting all of that to the side as much as possible in these categories. You know what I'm saying? So I am just still taking the taglines at face value. This time it's war. Okay, I get it. There's going to be a bunch of aliens, you know, and soon the hunt will begin. Someone's hunting Arnold. So, but yeah, I got to give it to Predator on this one. It, you know, both are great, but just barely. Okay, real quick. JML's coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Saying, as good as Predator is, few movies can match Aliens. Well, there you go.
True.
Very, very cool. It's a good point. That's why this was going to be, I knew this was going to be such an interesting matchup. Seriously. Let's see. Matt was saying, I'll give it to Predator this time. All right. Hey, Melissa, good to see you in the chat. Let's see. Travis saying, I always associate if it bleeds, we can kill it as the tagline, though that was assigned to it later. But Aliens tagline rolls off the tongue much better. You get a sense of the change in genre. That's a good point, too. Definitely a change. No doubt about that. Let's see. Strange Monkey's in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Hey. He said, I'm going to sit on the sidelines for this one. I can't. I know.
Oh, you don't want to play.
It's tough, man. And Danielle, yeah, you might have to reload your screen. I know that happens to me sometimes when you put a comment in the chat and if it doesn't show up. Let's see. And I think I caught up to everyone. Okay. Cool. All right, guys, let's go to our next one. Now we're going to start getting in deep here. So we talked about the tagline. Eric, next we're going to talk about the opening of the movie. So what are your quick thoughts and the point?
Both are so good. And the reason why, I'll keep it short and sweet. The reason why I'm going to give it to Predator is because now we get this really cool open of getting to be introduced to the cast without anyone saying a word. No one says anything. It's literally just them getting out of the choppers and that great score. And you know shit's on. Like Aliens is good, but you get a sense of something with these characters just by them throwing their bags off and getting like just, you know, you got Jesse Ventura in an MTV shirt. Bill Duke, of course, has a full suit on. No matter what, he's got to look cool. Arnold, he's the last one to leave because he's too busy smoking a stogie with his feet up. Yeah, I just think it's a better use of, you know, showing us what we're getting into with the cast. So got to go Predator.
Okay. All right. How about you, Coriander?
Yeah, this one is pretty simple. You know, this is going to be quick. I have to give it to Predator too. You know, you can just see that these guys, you know, you can see the chemistry already between these guys, and it just started. And like Eric said, you got the music, they're in the chopper, and yeah, I love the opening to this movie, so I have to give it to Predator.
Okay. All right. Kill, before I get to you, let me just jump into the chat here real quick. Dan says, I agree, Strange Monkey. It makes my head hurt. It is going to be some tough stuff, man, no doubt. Ronan saying Predator again. Let's see. ZZM. Matt is saying Aliens. I love that fakery and confusion. What part was real and what part was hypersleep? Ooh, okay. Danielle saying Aliens opening was good by default because it's a continuation versus Predator's 80s cheesy intro. There you go. Yeah. Travis is going with Predator. Jason saying Predator has a great opening. I go with Predator. They reek of manly musk and confidence. There you go. All right. All right, Kill. How about you? What are we going with?
Okay, so first of all, we're starting with Easy Street already. Night. This is what we're doing. We're starting. Okay. I'm going with Predator. And the reason I'm going with Predator, two of the comments I just saw sum it up perfectly. It is cheesy, yes.
Mhm.
But whereas one of the comments just said Manly Musk, in my head, when I see that, I just think in my head, that's some man shit right there.
Mhm.
Like you get to see these players, they're jumping off the helicopter. They know they're there to do work. Now, no disrespect to aliens, but like someone just said in the comments, it is a continuation. We see,
Right.
Ripley being awoken from cryo sleep. Her escape pod ship is being discovered, and
Mhm.
now she's in a boardroom. This is not a fair comparison. I mean,
It's true.
a beautiful
That's true,
woman
man.
being woken up, and the funny thing is, so far, none of us even talked about the aliens opening, because I'm sitting there like I'm gonna give it love, but it's not a fair comparison.
Right.
We're in
Right.
boardrooms
Right.
and we're smoking stogies, dressed in pimping suits. About to
You
go
can just
get
smell the tobacco in that chopper.
that's some man
Right.
shit right there.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Okay. All right. So for me, I'm also going to go with Predator, and I think that pretty much you guys said it best. But I also think there's a difference, obviously in the tone, because with Aliens, and it goes through the whole movie. Aliens really kind of ramps up the tension throughout that first quarter of the movie. Like it's kind of just easing you into it. Yeah, she has the nightmares, but it's really taking its time to get into the real shit of the movie. So that was the approach that Cameron made with Aliens, which was obviously a great choice. With Predator, it starts right off. It's already intense and aggressive, even though, like you guys said, there's no dialogue. And it's not like the guys were angry. They're just getting off the chopper, but showing their different personalities. And you're already thinking, well, this is interesting. I'm intrigued. You know what I mean? So both are good, but they're different. And I'm going to lean towards Predator because it's already just grabbing my attention and just being intense. So, all right. Very, very cool. You guys are funny in the chat. I love it. All right, guys, we're going to go to our next category. We're going to be talking about the music, Eric. Okay. So we've got the music for Aliens, obviously from James Horner, and from Predator, we've got Alan Silvestri. So what do you think?
Ooh, it's really tough, especially
Isn't it?
especially during the action scenes, because that's when
Yeah.
Alan Silvestri really kicks ass.
Oh man, yeah, it's true.
But no, I'm still gonna go with Predator just based because here's the thing with Aliens, I love how it fits the moment, and it's great with the action. But with Predator, it's kind of slow, and then it builds up. And that gets me more pumped up for what's going to happen. The anticipation as to what's currently happening on screen. So it's so close, but because of that, I'm going with Predator.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Okay. Coriander, how about you?
It's both good. They both fit the movie. You know what I mean? So it's all in just picking which one you like the best. Because
Well, that's what we're doing.
well, I know, but it's like whatever, dude. I'm not all right. I'm gonna keep this fucking short and simple. Predator. There you go.
Okay. All right. All right. Kill, how about you?
In all the times of us doing this is probably the closest question that I'm just so just torn. But I'm gonna go with Aliens, and the reason I'm gonna go with Aliens is sort of something on the other side of what Eric said. The Predator soundtrack, it's ramping, it's pulse pounding. Aliens can be mysterious, it can be quiet and a little tonal, but then it can be Ripley driving that tank in that dun, 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 she's driving in, and that music is rolling as well as that tank is rolling, and it's full of oh shit moments. Or for instance, when they first go into the nest and they're just looking around and it's crazy, and then it's let's rock, and that music just kicks in, and it's like, oh wow. So yeah, Aliens, but they're both great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. No, I agree. Both of them are really, really good. And obviously, let me just say something, and I'm sure you guys have as well. But Kill, especially growing up, I've watched both of these movies a lot. I'm talking dozens, and I'm talking about easily over 100 times, easily.
Same here.
Easily.
Yeah.
Probably more like 200 easily for both of these movies. So that music is just part of me. You know what I mean? And both of them have so many great moments. Like they're both great, just sounds and intensity. And of course, both of them have military themes as well. Both of them have, musical cues that are more toned down or even sad. You know what I'm saying? Dramatic. But if we have to give a point, but I have to give it slightly to Aliens, slightly. And the reason why is because I think that through the movie, it gives you just a little more variety, just a little bit more. There's so many different musical cues that they have. The military, Ripley, the ones that are more like the atmospheric, creepy, even just some of the sounds that is woven into the music. So just barely, I'm going to go with Aliens, but it easily could have been Predator. Easily. And Kill, you're right that this might be one of the toughest questions because when I was watching the two movies and prepping for this, I knew that music has always been one of our categories, and I actually thought about the category in the sense of saying this is going to be tough because I was just vibing to both movies, the music in them, so anyways, very, very tough for you guys in the chat. You have to let us know what you guys think about the music cue. I mean, it's tough, man. Very, very tough. Ronan's going with Predator. Ronan is Predator all the way. That's what Ronan is doing. Danielle's going with Predator. All right. Matt saying this is hard for me. It is. Jason saying easily Predator. Wow. Easily? Really? Wow. All right. I mean, Matt's going with Aliens. It's so unique. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of uniqueness in some of the music that Aliens has. Jamie's in the chat. What's going on? D is going with Aliens. Yeah. Matt was saying it's like beautifully terrifying. That's a good way to put it. Yes.
That's great. Yeah.
That's the sentence of the night from the live chat. That is a great way to describe it because there is a beautiful but yet terrifying vibe through a lot of the music in Aliens, and that's why I chose it, because it just has a little bit more of that variety. Travis saying Predator doesn't just have an iconic theme, but every memorable moment, the music in said moment plays in your head like Star Wars. Okay, all right. Jamie's going with Predator. All right. Yeah. Jason was talking about the music when Bill Duke does a speech to Blaine. That was actually what I was talking about with one of the more sad, kind of, drawn moments. So it's definitely great. There's no doubt at all. Samuel's going with Aliens. All right. Philip's going with Aliens. All right. Wow. This is crazy. It's really down the middle. And for you guys that are just coming in, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps to support us. And Val or Ronan, if you guys can keep us up to date on the likes, that'd be great. Okay. Next. Here we go, guys. Our next one. The Rescue Squad or the Ultimate Badasses. Okay, Eric. So which group are you going to go with? Are you going to go with the Colonial Marines of Aliens? Or are you going to go with the Commandos in Predator?
See, the thing is that we've done so many of these, you can still anticipate the questions, but it doesn't make it any freaking easier. You know what I mean?
Right?
Okay. The Marines have so many memorable characters, whether it's, Vasquez being so kick-ass and Hudson being kick-ass, but comedic, and, you want to follow Hicks to the end of the earth type of thing.
Right.
But And here's why I'm going with Predator. Okay, they're not just badasses. What I like is, everybody serves a purpose. I'm not saying the Marines don't, but everybody serves a purpose, even the ones that kind of stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? Hawkins doesn't look like he belongs there, but he's there for a reason. Same with Poncho.
Right.
Poncho, because of his size, that's why he gets sent up in the trees. But what really sells it for me is we did our Deadly Venom, or our brass tacks about favorite movie characters. And who was one of my top 2 favorite movie characters of all time was Mac. And not just because he's scary. He made Dylan piss his pants when he threatened to kill him in that one scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, it shows how much heart he has when it's already been mentioned when he's talking to Blaine in the heavens. You know what I mean? There's a little bit more to this guy. And just the way Bill Duke beautifully threatens to cut Blaine's name into his killer. You know what I mean? As bad as that sounds, I gotta go with Predator.
All right. Okay.
Plus, he wears a suit like no one else can. You know what I mean?
Right. Good point. All right, Coriander, how about you?
So I enjoyed, obviously both movies are good, and we've all been saying this. We all know this. But I'm gonna go Predator.
Okay, how come?
Well, because I enjoyed seeing these guys. They were sent on a rescue mission, but all the friggin' people they were supposed to rescue got killed, except for, and then they took a hostage, and then they're fighting for their lives because they're being hunted. I enjoyed, the relationship, like I said before, between these guys, and they work well together. So I'm not saying people in, aliens don't, but I just think that, these guys, they have more sounds, they have more things surrounding them that, make it harder for them to hear or try to locate this thing that's hunting them, where in the ship, you see the alien, it's coming. They have beepers, and out in the jungle, you've got nothing. And these guys, they're badasses. So Predator.
Okay. All right. Jamie's saying I have to go with the Aliens Rescue Squad. I love those characters. All right.
They are great.
Ronan said Predator again for me. It's too funny.
Pattern.
Well, he says I'm gonna have to rewatch Aliens. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Big time.
Because there's no doubt that this is a lot closer than you think. There's no doubt about that. Let's see. Jason saying this round is hard. I'm gonna go with Predator just slightly, like we're splitting hairs. All right. Matt, he's too funny, man. All right, Kill. How about you? Who are you going with?
This is hard. But the way I'm gonna go about this is they're both memorable, but one of the ways I'm trying to rationalize who's better is how well are they without the main protagonist character in a scene with them? And for me, I'm going to have to go Predator. And the reasoning for that is, even though in a way we see more of the ultimate badasses, I mean, hell, we're with them from the moment they wake up out of cryo sleep. And we're with them during a debriefing. We're with them loading up to get on to the drop ship. We're seeing their lockers, and there's a lot of personality there. But it's only a few of them that actually stand out. And do they stand out a lot without Ellen Ripley in the scene with them? Whereas on the other side, you got Mac, you got Jesse Ventura, and just some of the way that some of them interact with one another, not even with Arnold, is just funny, memorable. They're being an asshole to each other, spitting on shoes, threatening to kill people. You got your boy Billy. Like it's just, man, like this one is just slightly, but I'm gonna go with Predator.
All right. Okay. All right. So for me, this is really tough, man, because I think both groups are really, really good. And I think there are standouts on both sides. Now, obviously, there's a lot more of the Colonial Marines, but we just have to go with that, just like we have to go with the fact that Predator is the first movie. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both, because Aliens is a sequel. And it really is splitting hairs, man. It really, really is. And Kel, I kind of like what you were saying is how you look at it, without the main protagonist. That's kind of an interesting way to look at it. But I'm looking at it the other way. I'm looking at it with all of them intact and so forth. Damn, it's kind of tough. It's not that it's kind of tough. It is tough.
Yeah,
it truly is. Wow.
And you made the category.
I did. Well, and I never pre-answer any of these.
Right.
I always want to do it live. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna go with Aliens on this one. Because
Why?
man, because I think about, even when they were together, even before they go down on the planet, and just some of the back and forth with them, a Palm, he's getting them all hyped up. You got Hudson, who's just like, he's also the hype man for them. Hicks, Michael Biehn is like an MVP in anything that he's in, and how he was throughout the ups and the downs of the mission. Vasquez is badass too. And then Ripley just ties it all together, just all the interplay with all of them. And that doesn't even include Bishop. But with Predator, and it is what it is because there's more of the Marines, but with Predator, and I absolutely love Mac. There's no doubt about that. That goes without saying. But, for the rest of them, other than Billy, I love Billy too. But it's more of a numbers game for me. So I'm gonna go with Aliens on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go just barely. Barely. Okay, guys. Matt's like, I ain't got time to bleed. No, you don't.
You got time to duck.
I love that scene too, man. He's like, and when he said, he's like, oh, okay, you got time to duck.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my god. Mike's in the chat too. What's going on, Mike? Saying me and my stepdad think Predator is better because you have Arnold, the guy that doesn't have time to bleed, and Apollo Creed. All right, there you go. All right, next up, we've got story, Eric. The story of the movie. What do you think?
Geez, both are really, really good. I'm gonna go with Aliens, excuse me, because I think there's more to it. Okay. No offense to Predator. It's a group of guys going in for a rescue mission. They fail and then they're being hunted. Well, this is Aliens. There's more to it with, we are fine. We have to see that it is a sequel. You know what I mean? Because we have the, I guess you'd say the courtroom scene in the beginning. So Ripley's already the outsider and now she's an outsider with these Marines. Yes. I love, they're now trying to find out what happened to all the colonists. You know what I mean? And then they're stuck in the shit, when they find out what did happen to the colonists. And then the mother-daughter relationship with her and Newt, I think that adds so much to the story that makes me have to pick Aliens over Predator.
Okay.
I mean, that's a major part of the story, and I think both characters, the actresses nailed it.
All right. Okay. How about you, Coriander?
There were points in, especially when you're comparing it to Predator. I mean, once it gets going and it really doesn't stop. And with Aliens, there are moments where it's kind of long and kind of drawn out. So for me, I think it's a more exciting story. You get, you've got comedy, you've got that moment where Mac had his heartful scene over, his buddy who got killed. I mean, this movie has everything and I just love it. So I'm going to have to go with Predator.
Wow. Okay. All right. Kill, how about you?
Man, this is a tough one as well. But I agree with a lot of what Eric said as far as Predator, you kind of have a mission that kind of went awry, and they're kind of trapped, and they're trying to get from point A to point B, you know, and dying along the way. But with Aliens, they have something that neither of these movies have, is they have a person on the team that's experienced this before. And even though Ripley knows about this, it still doesn't help. You know, and there's so much complexity to this. You have Burke, who betrays them.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, you have the mother-daughter conflict. You have the commander who's a rookie at being a commander. You know, how many jumps have you done? Oh,
yeah,
you know, simulations. You know, real jumps. Oh, we're screwed. You know,
right.
And then on top of that, you also just have the alien colony dynamic. You know, a queen and her being a mother.
Exactly. Okay.
You know, versus you know, Ripley being a mother. So I'm gonna have to go with Aliens. It's just a more complex narrative.
All right. Okay. What's up, SPCs in the chat? What's going on? Surf saying new watcher. Okay.
welcome.
Well, hey, welcome. Good to see you. Jamie's going with Aliens. I love the backstory with Burke and corporate greed. I love the protective mother angle. Yeah. All right. For me, this is probably one of the easiest categories for me, because now both movies have great story, but there's no doubt that Aliens is a better story to me because of the complexity. Because you not only do you have the action and so forth, but you also do have drama, and you also do have the other characters, like you guys were just saying, that kind of woven in and out of this. Like, you don't, like, when you watch it the first time, you really don't know exactly where things are going, you know, because you do have other parties that are greedy and so forth. Whereas
I didn't expect Burke to be how he was the first time I watched it.
Exactly. You know, so there's no doubt that it's a more in-depth story. Whereas with Predator, and of course that's the great thing about Predator. It's lean and mean and straightforward. But if we're trying to compare the two and say what has the better story, to me, I gotta go with Aliens. All right. Very, very cool. Okay, next up for our category, the scarier threat. Eric, let's proceed with caution, bro. So obviously we're talking about the Predator and we're talking about the Aliens.
Well, the way I'm going to look at it, honestly, the only way I can is if I don't have a weapon, I'm really not, the Predator isn't really a threat to me. You know what I mean? It likes to hunt because of the challenge. That's why it's going after all these commandos, you know what I mean? The alien will do whatever it takes to either get you back to the hive or just rip you apart. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you think about it, if that queen alien gets out of her nest, and I know, Aliens versus Predator doesn't count in this, but just imagine, if that didn't exist, imagine what that thing running after you would be like. You know what I mean? And it showed us at the end what it could do to Bishop. So the size, they both can hide from us very easily, but I gotta go with Aliens as a scarier threat. Having that thing chase after you no matter what, other than the Predator deciding on if it wants to go after you.
That's a good point. All right. Matt was saying, he's saying, welcome, Surf. This is an awesome community, so stick around. I like that. That was good, man. Okay, Coriander, how about you? What's the scarier threat between the two?
Well, yeah, this one's easy, obviously, with the Predator, right? They all say if it bleeds, you can kill it. And I'm not saying that the fucking alien doesn't bleed. The xenomorph there, it does. It bleeds acid.
Yeah, good point.
So, I mean, you can only be so close to that thing to kill it. If you don't have a gun, you're screwed. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say Aliens for this one.
Okay. All right. Jason is going with Aliens, and Friday saying Aliens wins. There was an hour more of storybook. D's going with Aliens. All right. Let's see. Travis saying one edge unfair Aliens has is the added scenes in the special edition that inform rewatches of the theatrical cut, like the death of Ripley's daughter. Yeah, it is. It is a little, but we are actually, and we didn't mention that at first, but we are looking at Aliens with the special edition in mind. So, Kill, how about you? Where are we going?
Okay, so this is another easy street question for me. No disrespect to the Predator and its prowess of using weapons. The alien is a weapon. It has a tail that's a spear. It has acid for blood. It has teeth. Then it also has an extending mandible that likes to pierce skulls. And for every human that's in the movie, you're a potential addition to the hive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every human that's
you'll be
in
part
there,
of the family.
You're gonna join the family. So even the lowliest drone alien is a threat. Let alone, like Eric said, you piss that queen off. You know, the Predator. The Predator's a hunter. They do it for fun, sport, clout, you name it. But yeah, alien. Come on, guys. It's a whole nest of them. It's a whole nest. What are they having a convention over there?
Samuel saying aliens with the scarier threat. Jamie saying aliens, they scare the crap out of me.
Yep.
Friday saying aliens is scary. I don't want to be chest busted.
Yeah,
exactly.
Me neither.
I love that. That's good. Mike saying I would have to say the Predator because the Predator can turn invisible. Plus, he's more wise.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ronan saying I just don't have to go to space to not have to worry about aliens. The Predator will come after you on your own home planet. It's a good point. It's a good point. Travis saying Predator for me, the fact we see from its POV as it stalks, sees body heat, mimics voices of the victims, rips out skulls, only gets scarier when the mask comes off. All right. Okay. For me, this was pretty easy as well because of the fact that, and Eric, I think you're the one that said it, is that the Predator chooses, when to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are without a weapon, then you've got a chance. And we saw that right in the movie. But not only that, but against the alien, and we've seen things in the other movies, but we're only talking about these two movies. But if you don't have a weapon, it's really difficult to deal with the alien, right? With the xenomorph. It can be done, but it's very, very difficult. Whereas with the Predator, you've got a little bit of better chance. So I'm going to definitely go with aliens on this one as the scarier threat. No doubt about that for me. Okay. All right. Let's rock and roll on. Eric, next up, best quotes.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, this is a category where we're also going to minus.
Oh, man.
So this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
We want you to not only think of the best quote from either movie, and that's what the point is going to be to, but the one that you don't give the point to is going to get minus a point. Okay. He sighed.
This one's tougher. To me, this one's tougher than the music. You know what I mean? Because they're both memorable. Oh, I hate to do this to how much I love Predator. To be fair, I have to go with Aliens.
Okay.
Because
she said what?
Here's why.
Wait a minute.
Here's why. I love everything everybody says in Predator, but you have more memorable quotes in Aliens. Between Vasquez's "Let's Rock," that one gets you pumped up. And then you have anything Bill Paxton says, whether he's trying to be a tough guy or he's showing how scared he is, or
he was too whiny. He was a crybaby in this. It's like,
but see,
you're in a fucking situation. Man the fuck up and just deal with it.
That fit his character.
Quit bitching like a bitch.
He was this fake tough guy when he's actually in there. I love that. I love the fact, one of my favorite quotes, honestly, between both the films is when Ripley is talking to Burke and she says, "You don't see these creatures fucking each other over for a percentage." That hits hard and gets the point across. So I have to go with Aliens.
Okay. All right. Coriander, I thought you liked Bill Paxton in Aliens.
I do. But I'm just saying he won. Well, Well, because he
Yeah.
whined a lot. He really did. And there's just, for me, there's just more quotes, you know, in Predator.
Okay, so
Especially
what's
from
your
Arnold. You get a
okay?
lot from Arnold
Well,
and
okay. So
Mac and
what's the best quote though?
dude, you know I can't remember shit. And these you should know I don't
Predator has the
fucking
best quote, but I can't remember them right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
but
right.
I know, you know, I'm trying to think of one from fucking Aliens, which I can't, but what's the most famous,
Most famous
right?
from Aliens?
Press
No.
elevator to hell, going down.
Get away from her,
Yes.
you
Is it
bitch.
though?
Yeah.
What? See,
All right.
come
Okay.
on.
Okay. All right.
Stop.
So Coriander, you giving the point to Predator?
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
Gloves are off.
Wow.
Here we go.
I know, man. Wow. Real quick too, Val is gifting a membership. Thank you so much, Val. Seriously, that
Very
is
cool.
awesome. Oh, you're very sweet, Val. Seriously. And I don't know who got it. It looks like D. Okay, D got the gifted membership by Val.
He did.
That is awesome. Seriously. You're all right, Val. Thank you so much. And guys, by the way, in the chat, also let us know what your favorite quote is too. Some of you guys are doing that right now. Val, thank you so much, man. You're always just so supportive, and we appreciate you so much. Such a good friend. Let's do this one for you, Val. Here we go.
And he talked differently from the first time he rubbed me.
Yeah?
See, he sounded like a...
Let the dangertainment begin out
There it is.
Now that's a memorable quote.
Isn't it though? It really, really is.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god. And Katie's in the chat too. What's up, Katie? Good to
Hey,
see
Katie.
you. And man, these are great. These guys are coming up with some good ones. Jason's like, I'll bleed you real quiet. There you go. Travis said Travis said, you're telling me Hawkins was killed by a goddamn lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Dan saying, get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah.
Jamie saying, hey, Vasquez, you ever been mistaken for a man? No, have you? That was a good one. Let's see. Payback time.
Yep.
Yes, that's a good one too. Let's see. Stay frosty. That's one I love that one. I actually used that for a long time myself.
Yeah.
Jamie going with game over, man. Kill, you know, when we were kids, man, we were always saying that to each other. That's good stuff, man. All right, so Kill, what about you, man? What's to you? What's the best quote? Who are you going to give this point to?
This is hard because
See? Yeah.
I feel Predator kind of has the funnier quotes, but I'm gonna have to go with Aliens for the better quotes, and it's very slight. It's very slight, but for just alone the quotes that Hicks has. I mean, and then of course, Ripley, get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah.
Hicks, he pulls a shotgun out and says, I like to keep this for close
encounters.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, man. I say that myself. Okay.
That's a grenade. That's a grenade launcher. You don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, and then the banter, Bill Paxton has with like Vasquez, they said aliens. Yeah, she thought they meant illegal aliens. I'm like, screw you, man. I mean,
anytime.
Yeah, and then Apone, oh man, this floor is cold, Sarge. You want me to get your slippers for you, sweetheart?
I love that. That's
yes, sir. Would you please? Yeah,
yes.
And look into my eye.
Look into my do that. I do that to people.
Apone. You just got out of cryo sleep, and the first thing you do, you put a stogie in your mouth. Man, it's right there. Aliens.
All right. You just took me down memory lane because and we just rewatched these just the other day, so they're still fresh. But like hearing you say them,
I forgot all about the look into my eye.
Wait a minute, what Coriander?
Both of you guys. I'm saying night because you guys are like so much alike that it's just not fair. It's just not fair. Because you're like, oh, memory lane, and I'm gonna pick aliens now, and
No, wait a minute. I haven't even finished. I haven't even told you.
I'm just saying, but I just know how this is going.
Now he's gonna pick aliens.
I already know how this is going.
Some of these quotes.
Stop the steal.
both are so awesome though. And some of my favorite ones is like, because I love Mac. Mac has a whole bunch of good ones.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you talked about it a little bit, Eric. You know, like when he was talking about, I'm gonna cut your name into.
He was
You know
my
what I
friend.
mean?
You know, he was my friend. That's one of my favorite ones. Yep.
Yes, that was a good one. And when he says anytime,
Yep.
anytime, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? You son of a bitch. You know,
real
it's
nasty
like,
habit you have there.
I mean, it's a bunch of good ones, you know. But
Yeah.
like you said, Kill, there were a lot of great ones in Aliens too. And Abe Hone had a bunch of them. You know,
he did.
He's I love the Corps. They in the Marine Corps is. I love it.
Farm.
They on the farm. Listen, both of these movies, like you could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going with Aliens because
Could
there's
you though?
there's
Exactly.
more.
Could you go
There's
either
more
way?
Here.
That's fucking bullshit, y'all. This is bullshit.
It's more of them. It's more of them. I could literally list them out, and this is a category saying best quotes. You know what I mean?
Disagree.
If it was funnier quotes,
Mm-hmm.
then I might have picked Predator.
I think for what helps it, honestly with Aliens for me too in this is like you said, the banter back and forth. Like I love when Ripley shows how she can use the power loader. You know what I mean? And she says, "Where do you want it? Bay 12, please." You know what I mean?
Bay
that
12,
type of stuff.
Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, that type of stuff as well.
Yes, man. Jason coming in with a great one. Gonna have me some fun. Go have me some fun.
That's right.
Danielle saying maybe Aliens because their quotes are still used even today. Okay. All right. And Val, again, thank you so much for that gifted membership. It's very, very cool. Hey, we got Ginger Ninjas in the chat. Okay.
Hey, Ginger.
Hey.
Right. Yeah, man. Jason's another glorious day in the Corps.
Day without the Corps is a day without sunshine.
I love the Corps.
I love the Corps. I tell you, man, some good ones. And of course, Ginger Ninja, if it bleeds, we can kill. I mean, both of these movies have great quotes. That's the bottom line, man. Both of them have great quotes.
I don't know, the way you guys are talking, it doesn't really sound like you really feel that way.
But I just think, well, here's the thing. I just think that there's more of them. That's how I voted. There's more of them. I mean, Bill Paxton alone had probably about 6 or 7 really great quotes alone. You know, and you know, in Predator, Mac had a couple good ones. Obviously, Arnold had a couple good ones, and each of the other guys had a couple, but I'm just going by amount.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going by amount. And it's not even because there's more Marines. Like if we just took Bill Paxton, Abe Hone, Hicks, and Ripley, those 4, I still think there's more great quotes from them alone versus the Predator characters. So that's how I decided it. Anyways. Okay, guys, let's go. Let's go to our next category. Okay, Eric. Between the Alien or Predator, which is the best movie monster?
Now, are we talking look or overall?
Just as a movie monster, because both of these are thought of as some of the greatest movie monsters in cinema.
Well, I'm just going to I'll play it easy. I'll give my point to Stan Winston. You know what I mean? So I don't have to choose. This is really tough. I'm going to go with Predator, and here's why. I love the alien design. I love how we get both the drone aliens, we get the face huggers, we get the queen. But what made Predator more for me is when he takes off that mask. That is one of level. Because he takes off that mask, that makes him one of my favorite, if not my favorite, movie monsters of all time. You know, I love the dreads. I love the crab-like face, the mandibles. I also like how
shout out to James Cameron on that. James Cameron is the one that came up with that idea. So,
and what I really like, and what I think what makes it kind of more cool is it's more humanoid. You know what I mean? I like how it you know, you can tell it's somewhat like us. You know, 2 legs, 2 arms, stuff like that. So it just looks more cool that way. But yeah, the sealing the deal is taking that mask off and just seeing that face.
All right. Okay. And Val is doing some more work in the chat, gifting another membership. Thank you so much, Val. Seriously. Very, very kind of you, and very supportive. It looks like it went to it went to David. So David, welcome
Very cool.
to the inner circle. Very cool. Val, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. It really helps us out so much, as you know. All right. Okay. Ginger Ninja was saying Giger's alien design wins for me. Travis saying the Predator sound alone instantly recognizable without seeing him. We got Polars in the chat. What's going on? Saying I'm late to the party, but get to the chopper is my favorite line. All right. All right. And she's saying, love these franchises, excited to see where it lands. I know, right?
Me too.
Like I have no idea where this is gonna go. It's like right down the line so far. Jamie's saying aliens, it puts a monster in your chest, through your mouth, and keeps you alive till it's born. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so Coriander, what about you? Which character is the best or the better movie monster?
This is a tough one.
It is. I truly agree, because both of them are amazing. Yeah,
they are. But for me, I've always loved how the Predator was kind of, a warrior. He's a warrior. It kind of reminds me of like a tribe. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just relate to, I guess, that more. So I think for me, that's how I'm going to choose, because it's too difficult. But I'm going to go with Predator. So there you go.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Friday was saying this is the toughest category. Can we give half a point to each?
I tried.
That's good. I love it. Danielle saying Predator for originality and not so copy and paste. Alien that in today's standards would be a generic monster horde for heroes to kill. Yeah, I mean, so both are just so good and so original. It's true. Very, very true. All right, Kill, what about you? Who we're going to get the point to?
And Eric said something interesting where I kind of was on the other side of it. They both have 2 legs and they both have 2 arms. For me, the Predator is too humanoid to the point where if you didn't see the Predator's feet or the claws for hands, you would think that could be possibly a very tall man with dreads until he pulls off that mask. The alien has 2 arms and legs, but moves on like crawls around a lot, on all fours a lot. Like in the nest scene, they're crawling around on the walls, kind of like a big crazy cockroach.
I like that.
And Giger's design is just nightmare freaking fuel.
Yeah.
I said it a little earlier. The alien has so many things that can kill you. It's really scary. And it may seem a little generic now, like, oh, it's just a mass of black and the teeth there, and then the inner jaw coming out. But back then, or even just kind of thinking of like what that design really is and what the alien does with all of these weapons it has, the tail, the claws, the teeth, the expandable jaw, and then the acid. I'm gonna have to go with aliens. Whereas I love the mandibles that the Predator has when he or she takes off their mask, but I'm gonna have to go with aliens on this.
Okay, Coriander, what were you gonna say? You said something. And
well, I was just gonna say with you're talking about Geiger. What's his name? I can't even say. Yes. Yeah. I love his art. And these guys who did the special effects did incredible work, but it's nothing compared to his art. So that, for one thing, put that alien just a notch down, So I'm just saying, I think I find the actual artwork more beautiful than, and terrifying than, because there were points where the movie's dark. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. The Predator, he takes everything off. He takes everything off and he's like, let's fight, let's get it on. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just find that because I don't know, just more of a battle.
It's really cool. Yep.
Because with the alien, you either have a gun or you're dead. You know what I mean? Or you have one of those friggin' claw machines that Ripley can, where you want it, right? So all I'm saying is I just think, the Predators.
Well, I think one other thing, once the Predator kills you, he'll honor you by making you a trophy. The alien will take time to molest your throat, put an egg in you. Then that egg is going to crack through all of your ribs to become another part of the horde. That's recycling.
Yeah.
That's recycling.
Well, let me get to mine real quick because we're running short on time. But when we talk about movie monsters, these two are truly some of the best. There's no doubt about it. Both of them are very unique, and both of them are memorable. Both of them, the design is amazing. But again, I'm picking it by what is the overall best movie monster. And to me, this actually was easy because I've got to go with the Alien because and you just said it, Kill, right before I was gonna say it. It's like, you said it. The fact that it starts with the face hugger, that's number one. That's the other thing too. You start with the face hugger and then it bursts through your chest. That's just, it is truly nightmare fuel. And then when you see the alien, it's something that to this day, I still remember when I first saw this movie. To this day, it's still something that's just like, how did they come up with that? Whereas with the Predator is awesome, and it's kind of opposite of what you said, Eric, being that it is humanoid. It's kind of like, okay, well, there was more of a roadmap, to do this. Whereas with the Alien, and Coriander said it too, Giger's artwork is amazing. He was so damn talented. And for them to take just a little smidgen of his magnificent artwork and create this monster, it's just, first of all, it's amazing that they could do that and actually make it something that is fully fledged on screen. But yeah, I've got to go with the Alien as far as the overall better movie monster.
One thing I want to kind of piggyback on Coriander's points because I forgot to say it in my reasons is I do love how it is a hunter. I love how it does have this weaponry to hunt its prey, but I do love, like, at the end, once it's ready to take on Dutch, it doesn't want the advantages. It wants to go mano a mano, so it takes off the cannon and the mask and everything like that. I think that kind of adds to its character as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Danielle saying both are epic, of course. Yes, it's true. All right, guys. Next up, Eric, we got to talk about the director. Okay. So obviously we have John McTiernan for Predator, and we've got, a guy named James Cameron for Aliens. All right.
Jimmy Cameron. Now we're just talking this film, correct?
Yes, we're talking about these two films.
Okay. Shit. I'm gonna go with Aliens again, splitting hairs, because just the way Cameron knows, like, I love what McTiernan does and the overhead shots, and the close-ups and this and that. But I think Cameron does it just a little bit better because he has more action to deal with. You know what I mean? Especially when, like, the alien horde is attacking. He's got much more that he has to worry about, and he gets perfect camera angles to make you feel like you're right in there. You know what I mean? No disrespect to what they do in Predator, because you feel that too, but I just think Cameron does a little bit better. You know what I mean? And that makes it more of an intense movie experience for me.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you? Who are you going with? James Cameron for Aliens or John McTiernan for Predator? Who's the best director?
I mean, I'm going to have to go James Cameron.
Okay.
I mean, the way he did Outer Space at that time was pretty damn cool. And I don't know. I guess for me, Predator is just too easy of a setting. You're outdoors, you're running around. Where this, you've got space scenes, spaceships, and the inside of, these things. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to James.
Okay. All right. Hey, real quick in the chat, we got Shape in the Shadows in the house. What's up, Shape? Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well, man. Much love, much love. Danielle saying I have to go with Cameron because I don't know who the other guy is. Well, he also directed a little-known movie called Die Hard, Hunt for Red October, Thomas Crown Affair. John McTiernan is a G. He's a G. All right, Kill. What about you? Who are we going with?
I gotta agree with something Coriander said. The complexity that Aliens and James Cameron had to do is a little bit more than just, for Predator, we're at the base camp, we're in the jungle, we're in a jungle village, and we're in more jungle. Aliens, we're in boardrooms, we're on future Earth. We're, at the colony that's abandoned. We're at the alien's nest. We're in the outskirts of just the planet surface, trying to figure out, what how they're going to get off planet. We're back in the Sulaco for the final scene with the queen. So it's just a lot more complexity of the shots, the locales, all the tech, the vehicles, the tank. Those tank shots, for one. You could feel that Ripley barely knew how to drive that thing, and she really didn't, but she was going to get those men and women out. And you could feel it by the way the camera is dragged in front of the tank, and you see it smashing up against stuff willy-nilly, barreling through metal doors, grinding its own tires, and the way that the camera is all there for the action. James just did a great job with just, I think, like Eric said, keeping you in the action.
Those close-up shots of her when she's driving it.
Just amazing stuff, And for me, one of my favorite scenes also is just the drop ship going down to the planet. You feel the velocity. You feel the velocity of them kind of going into orbit and, coming out of orbit into the planet's surface. James Cameron for this one.
All right. Okay. Mike saying, I love the movie debates. Keep up the good work, guys and girl. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. Yeah. We enjoy doing this, and we're going to keep doing it as long as you guys are enjoying it. Jason's saying, gotta go with Cameron. All right. Chuck's in the chat. What's up, Chuck? And Val reminding people, if you haven't already, and we've had a lot of people jump in, please make sure you hit the like button. And Val, if you could let us know what the likes look like, that would be great. D saying both did good, but James Cameron has this one. Jamie saying the way James Cameron is able to put his imagination on screen blows my mind. Yeah, good point. So look, for me, this was very difficult because I think, McTiernan, what he had with this movie, the script or the story of this movie, he just nailed every part of it, because you really felt like you were with these commandos in a freaking hot ass jungle being chased by this superhuman alien creature. And he has a way of doing that with his style of directing. But James Cameron does as well. The way that I'm going to kind of split hairs between the two is that I think that James Cameron was able to show a little bit more flair as a director with some of the different stuff in the movie that he had to do. Whether it was some of the quieter moments, whether it was some of the moments where, directing, even at the end with Bishop and Ripley, there were moments where, if it was directed in a certain way that wouldn't have really come off as well. You get a sense that there was like a resolution to the tension between them, and it, but it wasn't hammy. It wasn't over the top, so different things like that. I think James Cameron, he's just good at it. So it's one of those things where you're splitting hairs, because I love John McTiernan, but I got to give it to James Cameron on this. Okay. All right. Next stop, Eric, we got to talk about the acting. What do you think, bro?
Both are great. Both have their little bit of moments. You know what? Honestly, what's going to seal the deal for me, I'm going Predator, because Bill Duke just adds so much more to it. And you know what? And this is no disrespect to Ellen Ripley, because I think she does the best out of everyone. Both movies. Yeah. Sigourney Weaver. But, the way Bill Duke does it, I love how Dylan, you know, Carl Weathers, he's kind of slimy. You know, he's doing this to his best friends. You feel that tension. You know what I mean? He's there, but you know what? He's a great actor. Like when he yells, those were my men on that. You know, that ship. You know what I mean? On that.
Yeah.
You believe that. You know what I mean? And it's just, I think the acting with the group of, you know, the guys in Predator work better than the group in Aliens. And again, we haven't really talked about how great the actress who played Anna was. You know what I mean? I love her.
Yeah.
And then I'll end it with this. Sonny Landham, he's more body language. But when he says something, you listen and you believe it. You believe the you don't want to mess with Sonny Landham, but you believe it when he's afraid. That's good acting.
When he said that was a really good point.
We're all going to die out here. Yeah.
And when he says those words, he says, "I'm afraid." You know, he's like, "Bullshit! You ain't afraid of any man." And he's like, "There's something that's hunting us out there, and it ain't no man." Yep. It was just the way he said it. Sonny Landham,
And then the body language, and when he knows he's not going to survive, but man, that look of intensity on the last time we see his face.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's presence and charisma.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Coriander, what about you?
Yeah, I need to give it to Predator because I just think all these guys, you know, did excellent. I mean, Mac, you know, and yet the slime ball. I mean, he was, you know, to use your best friend and his crew to, you know, clean up your mess, or isn't that what it kind of was, right? So
a little bit,
yeah. So it's like, I don't know, you know, and like I said, I love Bill Paxton, but he was just like a bitch. I'm sorry, he's just too whiny. And
don't hold back.
Like all these other people, I mean, yeah, they're good. I'm not saying. And Ripley, I mean, Sigourney Weaver, she's really, really, she's good, you know. I can't say anything wrong about her. And I mean, everyone else, I mean, whatever. But I just think with these guys and Predator, it's more memorable. There's more moments of, I don't know, for me, of just better acting, I guess. I don't know. There you go.
All right. Kill, how about you?
Okay, so I'm of two minds on this. All of these guys and girls are military, but you have one side, the Marines, the ultimate badasses, that are way more structured because I believe they're still currently, you know, in the regular military. Whereas Arnold's team, they've seen some stuff, they've done a lot of stuff, and they're more kind of on the outskirts of the military proper. Bill Paxton is the only realistic character in Aliens.
Yes.
Because he is the one that's scared out of his mind.
That's exactly. All right, go ahead.
Wait. Yes, he's a bitch, but he's a heroic bitch because he gets through it and he dies, you know, like just hanging in there.
Yeah, he goes down fighting.
As far as
he finds his courage.
Yeah, he finds his courage. As far as acting, Predator, you know, the guys have a lot of good moments, but I'm going with Aliens mainly because of Ellen Ripley, but it's other subtle little things. Before the action even starts, the scene where Ripley has a nightmare and wakes up and calls Burke in the middle of the night. She's dripped in sweat, and she's like, "You're going to kill." She doesn't even look up at him. She's like, "You're going to kill him, right? You know, no bringing things back, no specimens, just eradication, right?" And she like leans up and looks him in his eye after saying that. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna take him out. She's like, all right, I'm in. And it's like, you feel that. Sigourney Weaver is a great actress.
She was nominated, I think, for an Oscar.
She was nominated for an Oscar. Yeah.
And that's even before we get into the shit, or we get into her being a mother figure to Newt, and then that dynamic. Or Burke betraying her and how she deals with that. It's so many levels that she has to bring.
But it's one person. You're just basing all this
conversation. That's her. But then you have Hicks, where he's military. He's Captain America. There really isn't a lot of levity with him. Then you have Bill Paxton, who, because he goes from being a bitch to being a hero, there's dynamic there. You know, there's dynamic. And as far as the other characters, they are a little bit more carbon copy military. Boom, boom, boom. But there are like little dynamics, like when Vasquez is about to die and it's her and Gorman.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, that they're going out like a G, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, Ellen, she is the primary here, but it's other great subtle little performances that help complement it. I got to go for Aliens.
Okay. All right. Here, this is challenging to me. Okay. Now, number one, and I think you said it, Eric. Obviously, Sigourney Weaver is the best actor out of everyone, easily.
Right.
I mean, it's not even close. But you know, for Predator, I think that first of all, when you think about Bill Duke, there was a lot of subtle moments that he did, a lot of great things. Sonny Latham, of course. Arnold had some good moments. You know, a lot of people don't give Arnold a lot of credit, but he had some good moments too throughout this movie, especially as stuff started to happen and he was under the realization that they were in trouble. Now, one thing that you were saying, Kill, that I also wanted to piggyback on, we got to give some credit to Paul Reiser a little bit, man, because you know, I think he had some really, really good moments. I mean, his sleazeball, I think, was and I love Carl Weathers, don't get me wrong, but I think his sleazeball was as good, if not better, than Carl Weathers. So it's like when you compare the two, the subtleties, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
And with Bill Paxton, I think that the range that he has, I think that's what's to me, that's kind of a success, because he is on edge. He is afraid. He does become a hero. He is overconfident and braggadocious and all that. And he's doing all of that seamlessly. You know what I mean? And to be quite honest, I mean, listen, when he started to say game over and all that, they were in some bad shit, man. I mean, people were getting aced out right and left. And they were thinking they were going to get off the planet. Is like, nope, you're not. And it's like, what do you do? And then, of course, finding out that how long it would take for it to be called in because they were overdue. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I can understand where he's come from. But this is really, really, it's like pinching pennies for me. But I got to go with Aliens, man. I mean, Ripley alone it is enough for me. But I think, I personally do think, when you have Michael Biehn, Paul Reiser, and Bill Paxton with the subtleties, I think it just, you know, point for point, it kind of overpowers the great moments in Predator, just on acting alone, acting ability alone. So, all right. Very, very cool. Let me just jump to the chat real quick as we start to come to the end. Danielle saying Sigourney Weaver is an awesome actress, but I was voting by the movie's cast as a whole, but both movies had great actors. Absolutely. Yeah. D saying nothing wrong with the Aliens choice. It is tough. It is tough. Yeah, man. Matt, I guess he don't like the cornbread either. Yeah, right. That's a good point too, man. You got to give credit to Lance Henriksen, man. I mean, you know, playing this android, you know, there were a lot of great little subtle things, and he's just a great actor. Anyways, you know, anytime that he's in a movie, it's always like an interesting thing. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next category. Okay. The most resourceful soldier. Okay. And this is going to be a minus category as well. Okay, Eric. So who's the most resourceful soldier between both of these movies? And that includes everyone. That includes everyone in both casts.
I got to go with Dutch and Predator. Here's why. Because to me, it's between Dutch and Ripley. You know what I mean? And what I like about Ripley is she's learning all this on the fly. You know what I mean? Remember where she was? She was just, you know, lack of a better term, she was just one of the boys in Alien. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Here, she had to learn how to become a soldier. She had to learn how to use all the rifles literally within like a minute. But how good would she be if she didn't have the rifle, the grenade launcher, the flamethrower? Dutch proved what he could do on the fly with no semi-automatic weapons, no explosive. He knew how he was John Rambo. He knew how to make it out of nature, explosions, spears, camouflage. Got to go with Dutch.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
I mean, Eric said it perfectly for me also. So, Predator.
Okay. All right. How about you, Kill?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Predator, because Dutch was able to kind of just take it, no weapons or creating weapons on the fly. Although he has had many years of experience, which Ripley did not have, and Ripley did pretty good at being resourceful with a quick little refresher on this stuff. But it got to give it to Dutch.
Okay. For me as well, I'm gonna go with Dutch because he just proved in the movie there's nothing that he can't do. It doesn't matter if he has weapons or not. So he's definitely the most resourceful. There's no doubt about that. All right. Next up, Soldiers of Reversal. Soldiers of Reversal, Eric. So with this question, if we took the Colonial Marines and put them in the situation of Predator, and we take the Commandos and put them in the situation of aliens, which side would be more successful?
That's
given, and let me just explain this before people start answering, especially in the live chat.
Right.
And given what we know of them in the movies, okay? Given what we know of them in the movies, and they have their weaponry.
Geez, that's tough. I don't know if there is, to me, like if we're going from like switching from the jungle to outer space or anything like that, I don't know, to me personally, if there really is much difference, because both of these teams are resourceful in their environment. I'm going to go, though, with Predator just because, to me, it seems like Dutch's team has more experience and it has the better soldiers. I'm not saying anybody can, but it seems like anybody can join the Space Marines. You know what I mean? You can tell there's varying skills between all of the soldiers. You know what I mean? Dutch only has the best of the best for a reason. So I'm going to have to say that I think Dutch's squad would be more successful in the other environment.
Okay. How about you, Coriander?
I agree. Because, you've got these other guys over here in the Alien movie that are like using their helmets and their little microphones, headphone things to communicate with one another. I mean, these guys, you had moments where Arnold's just doing like hand motions and these guys know what to do. They're quiet. I mean, they're sneaking in on people to try to rescue, from, people from guerrillas. So like I'm saying, I just think that these guys would, I think Predator would definitely do better.
Okay. How about you, Kill?
I disagree with you both. Technology is king. Dutch doesn't have a motion tracker. They go and they get put into the alien world. They won't know that, oh God, we're surrounded, guys. They wouldn't know if they're being surrounded. They wouldn't know where they're coming from. And plus, Dutch's team, they're like jungle warfare experts. Now you're being put into like an urban environment, into the colony and so forth, and the nest. You're gonna get eaten up. Their weapons are good, but they're nowhere near as good as a smart gun. They're nowhere near as good as all those helmets with all that stuff. That's going to come in handy in the jungle. It's going to come in handy. And also, I agree with something you said, Eric. Dutch's team, they're veterans of this, but this is not the first rodeo for this.
I was just going to say.
Oh, no.
It might be the first rodeo for the dude who's the commander, where they're just like, I've had virtual missions. But they've had a lot of missions. They even reflect on, hey, is this mission going to be like that bug hunt on, LV Night, Nightwatch 21. Yeah, man. I hope it's not. Hey, man, remember them girls on Nightwatch 21? Yeah, man. So these guys are veterans too. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. And with their weaponry, put it this way: Ripley got a crash course on how to use that weaponry, and she saved the day.
Yeah.
And like Eric said before, she didn't know how to do any of that stuff. Technology is king. I'm going with aliens.
True, but Dutch didn't need technology to save the day.
Oh, true, but I'm just saying when we're reversing it,
true.
Like that queen is gonna come out, and Dutch and those guys are gonna be like, "What in the shit?" Jesse Ventura is gonna lose his mind.
That's a big fucking lizard. Yeah.
Or some face huggers are gonna just be rolling around, and they're not gonna have a motion tracker, and then it's hello.
All right. Okay. All right. Now this is pretty tough, but a couple points here. And one thing you said, Kill, about the experience level. I do think that that's something to think about. And we got to remember, in these particular movies, there's certain things going on. In Aliens, these Marines were in a situation where they couldn't even use their weapons when they first found the hive. Or at least they were told that they couldn't. And that kind of threw them off, number one, because they were basically under a reactor. So if they could have used their weapons, it probably would have been a different situation. Now, with Predator, the other thing, too, is the fact that they showed, or I should say more so Arnold, but the rest of them were in line with it, too. They showed a lot of ingenuity, like when Carl Weathers said, "You're going to do some more of this." What did he say? Did he say Home Alone? No, he didn't say Home Alone stuff. I forgot how he said it, but doing all the traps and stuff like that. It was some really, really cool line that he had. But here's how I'm looking at it. If you reverse the situation and you had the Colonial Marines in the jungle, there's one thing that hasn't been mentioned that they do have that I think is a huge advantage, and that's Bishop. Bishop figures out stuff pretty quick. I think Bishop would have probably figured out something about the Predator a lot sooner than the Commandos did. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would have given them an advantage of sorts. Whereas, and I think you said it, Kill, if we had the Commandos dealing with the xenomorphs, I just think that it would have been really, really difficult for them to handle it, except probably like, Arnold, obviously, and Mac and Billy, I would say. You know what I mean? So
remember, Mac and Blaine, they walked out with not a fucking scratch,
Not a fucking scratch. I know, man. I know. But they didn't walk out of a hive of xenomorphs.
That's true. Well, we don't know what that mission was. I'm just going to say.
That's true. All right. But I could give it to aliens. Come on, man. Let's be real. Come on.
Good.
Let's be real. All right. Next up.
My answer was real. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, was it though? Was it?
Yeah,
okay.
It was.
Next up, Eric, Vasquez or Blaine?
Oh man,
the heavy duty hitters on both teams. Who we going with?
You know what? I might be playing favorites. I'm a wrestling kid. I gotta go with Jesse the Body Ventura. No disrespect to Jeanette Goldstein. She is fantastic. Yeah. She's something when I was a kid, I'd never seen a woman like that. Someone so tough, she could beat the shit out of any man. You know what I mean? She didn't put up with anyone's crap. But this is Jesse Ventura with a minigun, and he calls it Old Painless. You know what I mean?
Old Painless.
And payback time. Even though he didn't last as long, I still got to go with Blaine. I love that character so much.
All right. Okay. And real quick, Matt saying, man, this stream is my favorite ever. Thanks, man. We appreciate you, bro. Dominic's in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Danielle saying Vasquez, she was a tough bee with and without weapons. Yeah. All right. Okay, Coriander, how about you?
I don't get all, huffy and puffy over Vasquez. I didn't, she's tough, cool, but I just enjoyed Jesse a lot better. And right. So there you go.
You're going with Blaine. Okay. All right, Kill. How about you?
I love Vasquez. Had a crush on her, all that good stuff, and she was a tough chick. But I gotta go with Blaine because he literally had some awesome lines before he died. He had the minigun and he cut down a whole forest. And he said, "This shit here will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus,
just like me."
Just like me.
So yeah, I gotta go.
Just the way. And I want to throw one thing before Knight says. Just the way he spits the tobacco onto Dylan's foot, and Dylan's no punk, and he says his line, but then Jesse just kind of continues to chew with that smirk on his face. You know,
it was almost like he Dylan earned his respect.
Yeah, because he didn't punk out. Yeah,
right. And I did love that moment.
And he's in the jungle killing people with an MTV shirt on.
Yeah,
who else can get away with that?
He's reminding people where he comes from.
That's right.
All right. For me, this one is pretty tough because I think both characters are really awesome characters, and obviously that's why they stand out. And they're kind of the heavy hitters on each team. But you got to go with Blaine. Just and part of the reason why is not only because of his action scenes, and the way he's got the MTV shirt and stuff too, but again, Jesse's charisma, and I think that's why Arnold loved working with Jesse the Body Ventura because he just has that charisma. It obviously did him justice in his wrestling career as well. So I gotta go with Blaine on this one. It's just one of those things where it's like it's close, but you just got to give that little bit of an edge. Yep. You just got to. Okay. All right. We are almost there, guys. Eric, this will be our next category.
Okay.
The better character, Lieutenant Ellen Louise Ripley or Major Alan Dutch Schaefer. That's what I'm talking about.
Going with Ripley. Here's why. Everyone in this chat, the four of us, we love our Arnold. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But there's more to the Ripley character. Arnold is just show up, kill some people, save the day. What I love about Ripley is she is that outsider. You know what I mean? Ooh, someone said she saw an alien once. Whoop de fucking do. You know what I mean? They don't respect her. You know what I mean? So she has to earn that respect. She has to, like Kill says, technology is king. She has to learn the technology, and she's thrown into the fire. She learns real quick how to use the pulse rifle to drive that tank. And again,
she's adaptable.
The mother-daughter aspect between her and Newt. I love that mama bear type attitude she has with Newt. Even if you didn't know she lost her daughter in the director's cut, still the fact that she doesn't care, no, she's still alive, we got to go get her type of thing. And I again, what ends it for me is I kind of love how she realizes, Bishop, you did good. I love how she didn't trust him no matter what until the very end. So I got to go with, there's more to that character arc with Ripley.
All right. How about you, Coriander?
Yeah, poor Dutch. I mean, he's very simple. You gotta love him, but obviously, I gotta go with Ellen Ripley. I mean, she's. I don't know. She's just the fact that she's looking after this little girl that wasn't even hers and making it, treating her like she is hers. I mean, if my kids was in that situation and I was dead, I would certainly want this woman to come upon my kids and find them. So man.
All right. We got Mike saying Dutch, and Danielle had said Ty. Final answer. Jason saying tough. I got to go with Ripley. Yeah, it is tough. It really, really is. Kill, how about you, man?
This is tough, but Dutch is a professional and he's been through this before and he signs up for this. Ellen Ripley was the sole survivor of her entire crew being massacred and drifted in space for over 50 years. Lost her daughter to old age, and reluctantly goes back out into this nightmare to try to save other people. Just that alone, how many of us would sign up to go back out into a walking nightmare?
Yeah.
Ellen Ripley.
Good point.
That's all. That's all
right.
I'm gonna say. Just seriously think about that, and believe me, we all love Dutch.
Yeah.
But Ellen Ripley signs up knowing what is out there, and she's like, "All right, maybe I can help save some other people. I'm gonna go through hell again."
Yeah.
The good point is she's going out to save people she has never even met.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's no attachment.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's really difficult because these two characters, they're great at what they are. You know what I mean? Obviously, Ripley it's a roller coaster of character moments for her, and it's done in a really convincing way. And I think Sigourney Weaver was just so good, illustrating those finer points. Like you guys have said, she didn't have to go back out there. That scene where they're about to go into the compound and she kind of pauses, and when Hicks says, "Are you all right?" And it's just this little look that she has. From that moment on, she was a G. She was on mission. And I think that was an interesting character moment. And with Dutch, when he goes through this situation of realizing that they are in the shit, and when Anna has that gun, picks up that gun, and he's like, "No," and he kicks it out of her hand, and just starts shooting wildly at the Predator and takes that hit, and he's like, "Go, run," obviously we know, get to the chopper. It showed a lot of depth to his character as well. Obviously he's a soldier, but we all know that some soldiers, they're not going to react in a certain way in the situations. So I love both of these characters. But I got to go with Ripley on this one. And again, it's really because of some of those finer points about, and I love the fact that she's adaptable, the level that she's adaptable. At every point in this movie, me and Coriander were talking about this when we were watching it. There were so many moments in the movie where they kept making her have to jump up a level of efficiency. You know what I mean? A new challenge, that she had to overcome. Something was taken away to make it easier for her, and she had to figure out a way to do it. Get the job done. So that's why I've got to go with Ripley. It's tough, man. It really is, but I got to do that. Okay, guys, we are almost there. Before we get to our second to last category here, Matt's coming in with $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you. He said, "Any of y'all gamers played Alien Isolation? Better than watching a movie. It gives you everything you could want."
I have not. I've heard it's really good though.
That game is nightmare fuel.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No doubt about it. I love that. I love it. I didn't know you were a gamer, Matt. That's pretty cool, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. We appreciate you. You know that. Jose's in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And let's see. I think I've caught up to everyone in here. Okay, next up, Eric. The finale. We're talking about, the final, whatever it is. Usually it's like 15 minutes worth of a finale. Which one is the better finale to you?
They're both very, very different. I love seeing Ellen Ripley in that power loader. I love seeing Bishop ripped in half. Again, I'm going to give it to Predator because what I love is how it's basically it's pretty much fisticuffs between Arnold and the Predator. I love how he has no technology. He has to make weapons out of nature. I love that. I love, Ripley has her great "get away from her, you bitch" to call out the alien. But when Arnold yells that like guttural roar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saying game is on. I like, and I also honestly I like how the Predator is taken out by that big ass explosion. Of course, and like an action hero, Arnold just barely survives. No
That's
disrespect to aliens. After how the first alien in the first movie was kind of shot out into space, the fact that this one was as well, I don't know. I think it's kind of not as, I hate to say the word impressive as what happens with Predator, but a little lackluster maybe.
Okay. All right. So you are going with Predator. Coriander, how about you?
I have to go with Predator also, just because there was no weapons involved, and like Eric said, it's fisticuff. So yeah, man, I mean, if Ripley didn't have that thing she was using, that machine,
Mm-hmm.
there wouldn't have been no finale. So, I mean, yeah.
All right. Okay. Kill. How about you, man?
I love both of these finales, but I'm gonna have to go with Predator. You see Dutch, making weapons, making traps, and the Predator is also repairing his stuff. He's heating up his blades. He's getting. It's like they're both getting ready for prom. They're both getting nice and clean. They're getting right.
Arnold's putting out his cummerbund, sticking the flower.
Yeah. But no, seriously. When Arnold does the yell and then throws that fire, kind of just saying, "Hey, let's do this. It's main event time." That's once again, that's the man shit right there. Like that was just amazing. So yeah.
All right. Okay. It's really tough because both of these finales are really, really good, man. It'd almost be like I'd have to flip a coin because both of them do so much great stuff, ramping up the intensity each step of the way. But I got to go with Predator on this one. And let me tell you why. Because of the fact that because Arnold was stripped of all the weaponry that he had in the beginning of the movie. And it was almost like the Predator at the end of the movie was even more efficient. It's like as far as hunting each other, like Arnold was basically in the Predator's backyard, so to speak. And you have that scene. I love that scene. Me and Coriander were talking about it, where the Predator is baiting Arnold, and we find out that Arnold had like a game plan B, with the big tree that he had above him. But it was just like a chess match is what I'm getting at. It was really like, okay, who's going to get out of this one? Because they were really, just trying to outdo each other. And it was really, really, it was just really cool. It was just really, really cool the way it was done. So I give the edge to Predator by just a smidgen.
I'll add this. I'll make it real quick. Another thing that I really love about this finale with Predator is after the Predator is destroyed, and the chopper's actually coming. When Arnold's just standing there in that smoke with his hands on his hips, like with that "what took you so long" look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the body language, and no disrespect to Aliens. Alien Queen is sucked out. Ripley and Bishop they make peace, and then they just go to sleep, and it ends. The way this ends, I just love the way Anna's looking at Dutch. You know what I mean? Out of that respect and this and that, and then you think Dutch is dead. You really do until you see his eyes moving. And then boom, you have that score as they fly away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys, here we come with our next one. Our next one is going to be the civilian vote. Okay, so what we're going to do for you guys in the chat, we are going to have you guys give your pick for the better movie. The better movie. Not your favorite, but the better movie. And we're going to actually count that point for whoever wins. So, Val, if you're able to count up the points, because I'm sure it's going to be pretty tough to keep track of it for me as I go through the chat. And while we have you guys do that, and we're gonna only allow you guys to vote for like a quick minute. So put it in right now. And I'm going to start tallying up the points here, and it looks absolutely ridiculous here. It does. I'll just let you guys give a quick recap of what do you think of this, because this was crazy, man. This was absolutely crazy.
It was crazy, but this one was so much fun because we're not to go back to choosing between two children or two dogs or however you want to word it. We started in the beginning. It's two films that we love. And that's what I thought was great, because we were able to find which one was better in these categories, but that doesn't mean we like either film less than the other type of thing. So I really loved it. Tonight was a lot of fun.
How about you, Coriander and Kill?
I mean, this one, I love these movies, but the fact that I don't know. It was tough. I didn't like it. No.
Well, for me, another thing, and I meant to say this when we were talking about the directors. James Cameron also was able to direct a young kid. and Newt gave a very, realistic performance. He was able to direct the comedy, that was in there with like Bill Paxton, or oh, let her be in charge, man, things of that nature. And both of these movies, the cast are very different. Whereas Predator, essentially, you have pretty much one female character in the entire movie. Alien, you have multiple female characters. Your lead is a female badass. You had a character that's an android. You have a child actor. So it's just a lot of depth with the roster of characters and the diversity that you have on Aliens a little bit more. And for a director to be able to juggle all of that, the action, the horror, the comedy, that's just a lot. And once again, that's why James Cameron is the GOAT.
Yeah. All right. And so, Val, if we can get a count of what we have in the live chat, as far as what the vote looks like, and while they're tallying that up, our last category, which movie has the better RT score? Eric, because these are two classics, man.
What?
So I gotta guess which I think has the better RT score.
Yeah.
What if we're wrong?
Let me finish. What movie do you think should have the better RT
Oh, do
score?
I think should have the better one? Oh, okay.
Yes. Rotten Tomatoes score. I'll tell you which one does, but for you.
If I'm going by what Rotten Tomatoes usually does, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna go with, I'm sure that Aliens is higher than Predator.
Okay. All right. How about you, Coriander?
Yeah. I think the same thing.
Oh. Okay. Yo, how about you?
Rotten Tomatoes can be a little weird. I would say Aliens would have the higher score, but for some reason it probably won't. Yeah.
Okay. All right. When I think of the RT score as well, which is basically taking the movie and all the different aspects and putting it all together, I would also go with Aliens as well. And guess what? It does have the higher RT score.
Yeah.
But I was actually surprised at how much of a gap there was, because.
So does that mean it loses a point?
No. But it shows that Aliens has an RT score of 98%. I didn't know it was that high. And Predator has an RT score of only 80. And I thought it was higher than that.
Yeah, I if we're going by Rotten Tomatoes, I wouldn't think Predator would be in the 90 percentile, but I'd think at least 85 or higher.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too. All right, so let's get to the chat here. Let's see. Do we have a number here? I don't think we do.
I haven't seen Val.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So it looks like we've got 6 for Aliens. And we've got 1, 2, 3. And it looks like we've got 3 for Predator.
I think, yeah.
So that point
goes... Oh, Val says Aliens has 8.
Okay. So Aliens wins that. Okay, guys. So let me just add up these points here. This is actually pretty crazy, man. I can't tell you how crazy this is. Okay. Eric, if you were to get, do you have an idea which one wins? I can't believe this.
I think with the last 2 categories, I think that's going to give Aliens the win. I still think it's going to be very close, but I think that's going to give Aliens the win.
What about you, Kill?
I think it's Aliens, but I think it's probably close.
Okay, how about you, Coriander?
Yeah, I think the same.
How come?
Because I do.
Okay, so it looks like we got this tallied up. This is only a 2-point difference.
Oh damn! Wow.
This is crazy, man. It's a 2-point difference. All right. So for you guys in the chat, hopefully you guys did your vote. I think everyone did that could. All right. So the winner that we have, and it was a score of 32 to 30.
Ooh.
32
wow.
to 30. The winner of this week's Battle World is
Yay!
Aliens. 32 to 30, man. That's crazy.
I demand a recount.
Dude, I just counted it 4 times while you guys were talking.
Counted 4 times.
I think you say that every time.
No, I do count it multiple times, because what I do is I write down our points, for both movies, and then I just count it, I tally it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was close.
That was close.
It was really, really close.
I was pulling for Predator because you know how much I love that, but I am able to accept defeat on a personal level since it's to Aliens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Danielle saying, but in reality, both are the real winners. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Both have, and both of them have. And when I look at these categories, and I look at the point system, they're going back and forth. There were multiple categories where all 4 of us picked one side, and there were multiple categories where it was 2 to 2. Very rarely was it 3 to 1. So that just shows how much both movies we really enjoy. Mike's saying boo.
Right?
D says, I think it's fair. It's as fair as it gets, man.
Yeah,
and you guys gotta, here's the other thing I want to say. And you guys got to remember, and that's why this was a great episode, because all 4 of us love both of these movies, right? Mm-hmm. And Eric, you're probably a good example, because like you said, you're a huge, I mean, I am too, but you're like a huge Predator fan. Mm-hmm. But in some of these categories, you had to vote for Aliens because we're talking about specific things.
Yeah, I couldn't help it.
So it's about as fair as it gets, man. It's absolutely crazy, man.
Yeah, I wanted Predator to win, for my own selfish reasons, but I got to give credit where credit's due. There are plenty of categories where I personally thought Aliens did a better job.
Right. It's tricky, because both movies are really good at what they do. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, for you guys in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us as usual. This is always a lot of fun. And we get to talk about movies that are just iconic, in one way or the other. And this week it's for the best. They're both amazing movies, man. Friday saying these verses are always fun, and this one was one of the best. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was right down to the wire. 32 to 30, guys. That's crazy. It really is. So anyways, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps to support us. We'd appreciate it. Also, if you're not subscribed to Eric's channel, I've got the link in the description. Go over to Eric's channel, hit the subscribe button, support him, as we always love to do. And Val reminding people, leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about some of these categories and the reasons why you would pick one over the other. I think that would be an actual fun thing, is to kind of, and I'm not saying we might, well, who knows, maybe we could do this on one stream, but really kind of take some of the thoughts of the audience and their perspectives and kind of, talk about those as well. We'll see, if you guys leave some comments that we can really discuss and get into, that'll be cool. And I guess that's about it, guys. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for doing this. And we will catch you guys next time. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Nightwatch. Peace.
Cheers.
Game over, man.